Hey Gemini, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. This is your reading for 2020. This is your yearly preview for Gemini. I'm going to read a full 20 card reading here for you guys today, and then I'm going to do the extended with these cards over on the membership side. That's going to be linked in the description. Come over and be a member. These readings are going to be a little bit longer because you guys have been waiting extra long for those membership readings, and I appreciate everybody's support in that, and I just thought that I would just do it this way. Members, you will also get other videos coming up shortly, so thank you for supporting me. Those videos, in particular this one, will be available for everybody in January or February, but for now let's just keep it to members only, okay? So let's take a look at your 20 cards. There's something else I wanted to tell you that I forgot. I think that's it. Happy New Year. Oh yes, that's the other thing. I want to do the horoscope spread. I'm running late this year, as you can tell, so if you guys are interested in the horoscope spread, let me know the comments down below, but I want to know if Gemini is your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or what as well. So do leave a comment below if you want to see the horoscope spread, and then the Vimeo attachment to that, you know, that's where I have the 12 readings on Vimeo for every single month or every single area of your life. Okay, so let's begin. I'm excited. I'm using a really old Thoth deck that I have. This is the deck that I had since I was a teenager. Here is your first, Gemini, Ace of Cups. That's not a bad one to start your year off with. So new relationships, new lease on life, feeling energetic and excited. I have a feeling that new relationship is going to be a big thing for you at this time. Remember, the North Node is moving into Gemini, so on May 20th, so you're going to have this kind of huge year, especially starting in the mid-year. It's going to be about a year and a half transit, so right until the end of 2021 you guys are going to have that focus on you that was on Cancer until May, and so therefore you will experience a really good set of experiences. There will be a lot of focus in your life, and you will be very much being guided towards the direction that you need to go. Also, with the North Node there, a lot of people are going to be turning to you. You're going to be the center point. This is a wonderful year for Gemini, so starting in May especially. So this Ace of Cups really kind of mirrors that, and that's exciting. Also, in Gemini, even though the North Node is there, I think that there's some other aspects. I'll do an astrological reading separately. There's other aspects that are making the next year, and especially 2021 Gemini. Yeah, 2021 is going to be a really big year for Gemini, so you're ramping up now, so full steam ahead. Okay, next message is the Five of Cups. Mars in, what is Mars in? Scorpio. Yeah, disappointed Mars. Have you ever dated somebody with Mars in Scorpio, and no shade? Or do you have Mars in Scorpio? They do have this air of disappointment. This card is called disappointment. So I have a feeling that, you know, if you have some kind of negative experience, you will draw from that very powerful conclusions that are going to empower you in your life. So really focus on learning from whatever's going on around you, and just, if you're feeling disappointment, try to see what the lesson is. So it's those sad moments that are in some way going to teach you about the profound nature of your experience. It's actually a beautiful card in this position. So it will not be lost. How about this? All will not be lost. You will feel this really powerful energy. Nine of Swords in the divine feminine energy. I don't know if divine feminine is crying or if there's cruelty around you, Gemini. This is Mars in Gemini, okay? So this is like, especially words. Watch the words of others. Especially watch the words of females who are around you, who have power and authority near you. Hurt things. You may hear hurt things. You may hear gaslighting. You know, I told you so. That's gaslighting, you know. When somebody says, I told you so, that's gaslighting. Have a feeling with that. If you're a woman or have strong feminine placements, the Nine of Swords can mean that you're also going to go through a period in which you come to realization about some things in your life that you have been living with that are not becoming of you or below you in some way. And big lesson this year will be to do with kind of dealing with those things that you've maybe suppressed or pushed away. Maybe the people around you are not, the divine feminine around you is not doing what you need, what you want to her to do, or the energy to do. And so I feel like you may feel there's an adjustment with that, accepting what is happening around you. Remember, we're in charge of our own agency, but the difficulty sometimes comes when we are dealing with others because, of course, we cannot control theirs. Okay, here is the next message. We have the Queen of Wands. Sag, Leo, or Aries, secondary transits in water, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This is in the divine masculine energy. So a woman will be very important in your life, or a very effeminate man will be very important in your life, and they will be your bedrock this year. There's someone who is going to help you, maintain composure and structure when other things, there's going to be something that's letting you down. Don't be upset. I'm just telling you the truth. Remember, the Ace of Cups here is a new beginning in a relationship. So sometimes we have to realize what we have is not good enough so that we can enjoy this part, Here is the next message. We have the Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, secondary transits in water as well. Community with women. I have a strong feeling that you're going to be transitioning between the types of women you're around, so don't feel as though you're going to be all by yourself. I think that it really seems as though you're going through a transition, and you're going to be transitioning to, there's better people out there for you, there's better friends, there's better people who want to know you, and strong queens right here, strong queens with strong attitude, right? Here is the next message. We have the Five of Pentacles, worry. Oh, Gemini, so full of concern and worry. I have a feeling that you want to be there for somebody in your family or somebody who you're close with. And I think you're very worried about what's going to happen for them. It's almost like they're a loose cannon a little bit in your life, and so you're worried that, they're going to struggle once again. There's going to be quite a bit of time and energy in which you focus and try to intervene. This could be anything like substance abuse or just struggling in life in general. There's someone in your family who's struggling, and you're going to spend quite a bit of time trying to help their situation. Then you have the Four of Pentacles, Sun in Capricorn. In this position, very strong for business. Business is very strong. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you do not work with these people, especially this person. This person could be like a coworker who basically carries you through as things are falling apart for you with regard to something. I don't have a feeling that something's going to be falling apart for you for a long time. I do have a feeling that something's going to very quickly disintegrate for you. You kind of already know that it's going in that direction anyway, and this queen is going to definitely have your back. And whenever I say queen, I have a feeling of like, how like some homosexual men say yes queen. I have a feeling that this could be actually like a good gay guy friend. Just saying, for some of you guys, somebody has this kind of energy around them because it feels extremely protective, and it feels almost like a son protecting a mother kind of energy. So it has this kind of like a yes queen kind of energy. And so you have the Four of Pentacles here, in which you're very successful and consolidating the things you have established. So growing on what you've begun, and now really crystallizing it. And I think that maybe a Capricorn might be integral in helping you do that. Remember, as you're achieving things that you're achieving in your life, then I feel like as you're achieving the things you're achieving in your life, I feel like I feel like that happens naturally, that old things fall away, or old situations and circumstances are no longer a fit. So I don't think it's anything beyond that, but just an adjustment. So you have Seven of Pentacles. This is fear of failure. Okay, this isn't failure. Seven of Pentacles. And so in this position, I have a feeling that you have a great passion for saving and strategizing for the medium or long term this year. So you're saving your money, you're focusing on the medium or long term time frame. Very passionate on your own adventures. I wouldn't be surprised if you travel this year just on your own somewhere, secretly take off, sit on the beach somewhere without anybody paying attention. So there's a lot of this, I'm going to go have an adventure by myself because I'm tired of waiting for somebody to come along and do it with me the way that I want it. Also, I think that you'll be pretty done with people at different points in time, especially in the beginning part of this cycle. Maybe this has to do with the North Node moving into Gemini as well this year, because maybe some of the final things that have to be resolved in Cancer will be resolved, and with that will come some realizations to prep you for this crystalline energy, very crystal clear energy of the North Node in Gemini for you. It's going to be a very nice transit, trust me. So I would expect that in the beginning of the year there's going to be like things getting in your way, but I think that that has to do with this transition or where you are going. And I think that initially, I think one of the lessons also that I see here is that you're learning regarding, finances, other people's finances, and that's informing you to be more careful with your time and energy. So a new beginning, especially if you're looking for a job, new financial beginning, Ace of Pentacles, maybe linked to these queens actually. Something's going to change your life for the better, new financial beginning, new start. And I'll clarify all this on the members only. Or we have the Prince of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Secondary transits in Air, Gemini. Somebody could be in some way very intent on working something out with you. Somebody could be very much pressing in to try to work something out to address the situation. I think it's slightly confrontational, but it may be constructive confrontation. So somebody is really, really pressing to work something out with you, and I think they're ready and they're waiting for that to happen, like to go through everything step by step to clarify your conflict of interest or conflict or whatever it is. Here is the next message. We have the Princess of Discs, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sorry, let's see her. Okay. A secondary transits in Earth as well. Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Continuation of a relationship with someone, possibly to do with work. You could be starting a job or work in some way, and you're working with this Princess of Pentacles. So you're working with the Princess of Discs. The next message is we have the Six of Swords. Moving on, Science, Mercury, and Aquarius. I have a feeling that there's a lot to do in the theme of separating yourself, especially if you're a woman. There's going to be a big revolving theme of separating yourself from circumstances that are not becoming of you, rather than carrying that with you. So when you feel that sense of dis-ease or uncomfort in a situation, I see you moving on very quickly because you see the consequences of sticking around in bad situations. The way that these situations have a negative effect on you, you're stepping away from that. Let's see the next message. Eight of Cups. Very intense cards, Gemini. Saturn in Pisces. Eight of Cups. Okay. Well, this is good. So I think that a lot of like what's going on is like you stepping away from situations without conflict, without confrontation. There's like a slow, like if your cup is full of emotions and it's full of liquid, right, which are your emotions, it's like it's dripping water in a very subtle way, and so that those emotions, that liquid is draining out of that cup, those feelings for the situation. And I don't think there's like a big blow up or anything. I think that there's simply like a diffusing energy, something that was once very important to you that gave it power to treat you poorly with because you were so emotionally involved is more tepid now. The emotions are less pronounced, so you have more power to sort of see what's good for you and see things in a realistic way and respond accordingly. this card, 5. So stress is not your friend. If you're experiencing stress this year, Gemini, please make sure not to make decisions during periods of high stress. I have a feeling that those decisions can really throw you out of balance. Now, frankly, these cards are not all super happy, super light and bright. You can see several different like heavy cards here, but I don't think they're necessarily bad. I think that these are necessary steps that you need to take before the North Node moves into Gemini in May. And I think that this has to do with whatever you're holding on to, because you're ready to already go in this new direction. You're ready to step away, to move on. That's the card I was looking for. To really finish up circumstances. Have those conversations. Don't be avoidant, Gemini. Allow the situation to work itself through, and then the new beginning will come up for you right away. The next message is the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords in this deck. So this is actually the King of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, secondary transits in Fire, Sagittarius, or Aries. I have a feeling that I think that it's very important for you to in some way be careful around this, or any person, if you don't know their sign, any person who is in some way conveying a need for control or controlling the situation that they're involved with you in. Or watch out for Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra males, especially. Secondary transits in Fire, sometimes Sagittarius or Aries. But the main thing, it feels like there could be a man around who is in some way trying to control a situation, trying to restrict it, and really hold it to be what it's supposed to be, what he thinks it's supposed to be. And I think that that control is sort of leaving the circumstance. It's leaving the picture. Okay, so it feels like a loss, Gemini, but I think that what's going on is that you have a bright new beginning and new directions, and it's just forming at the beginning of the year, and I think you need patience for that to come through. It's like you don't ever know what the things that you're doing now will lead into, and I think that you're in that phase where right now, as I'm taking a look at your year, the beginning of the year is really about letting go. There's definitely some people that are not in alignment with what you're doing now, and you're permissively letting them in over and over again. And I think that it's going to be a time when you decide that you are going to no longer let them in. You're no longer letting them in like that. Very successful with work. Mars with Capricorn. I have a feeling that you have like a side hustle, side business with a Princess of Pentacles. She could be your assistant or something else, and she's very, very helpful. And I have a feeling that that's solid for you. And it's separate from the Queen of Cups. If I have any advice for you, is keep those things separate. I have a feeling that you really need to work on this in one-on-one. You're working on something really good. It's going to yield great outcomes, great success. I think you should keep it on a low profile, not necessarily share it with the others, because I have a feeling that this is vulnerable. It's almost like it needs its greenhouse. You know how in the greenhouse the botanist kind of grows plants or flowers or something, and they're so fine and delicate at first. So you're in the greenhouse in the stage of something successful, and so you need to really protect it from the environment so that it doesn't necessarily destroy the budding plant that you're growing, the budding wonderful new thing that's growing for you. And it's going to be successful, and it's fated. 8 of Rods. This is like a lot of secret admirers could be happening for you this year. Lots of secret admiration, lots of secret admirers, lots of like little notes, maybe some light flirtation, that kind of thing throughout the year. Okay, so let's see the next message. We have the 10 of Rods. Gemini, what happened? So we have Saturn in Sag. Okay, so when you get the work done, I think you're starting the year off with like a mountain of work in front of you, and this is pretty much my year last year. Oh my goodness. I didn't get through my work until like September, and then other things happened in the fall, as you guys know. So I barely got through my work, and then boom, it was like the next snowfall. So you really have a lot to get through, but the success happens with completing it all. So I have a feeling many of you are going to be working really, really hard for the first part of the year, and then you'll feel a sense of accomplishment when you see some of these things coming into fruition. It really feels like there's people who are involved in your circumstances, Gemini, that are a reflection of the past, not where you are going with things. And the quicker you realize who it is and you know what's going on and make an adjustment with that, the sooner you'll find success. Okay, so here is the next message. Ooh, King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, secondary transits in fire, Sag, Leo, or Aries. I have a strong feeling this person has come up for Gemini time and again, that this is someone who is very important to you this year. This person brings you a lot of love and support, and I have a feeling that this is where you will ultimately be going in terms of the things that are kind of growing for you now. This is an intense year reading, just so you know. I've done Pisces so far. You guys were randomly picked by dice next. But I have a feeling that you're tiding out the past. You're sort of getting ready with your career towards something very wonderful, friends, one of whom may offer a new financial beginning for you. Secret admirers, this is a love interest, I'm pretty sure. Maybe someone from the past, like an ex-partner with whom you have to figure out, you know, division of assets or something like that. This person, somebody is bothered. This person really likes the system as it is. So they may be leaving your life as you start breaking things up. In fact, the download that I'm getting is that you're being too forthcoming towards someone. So someone's trying to keep something as is, and you're sort of ready to take it in a different direction. And that's going to produce like a breakup in work or, you know, friendship or whatever, because this person will not be reflective of where you're going with things, and you're being too complacent to keep the friendship, but you need to realize that you're going in a different direction, and that's okay. So, you know, I have a feeling that you're doing yourself a disservice by sort of allowing this person that wants too much control in, and then that's stopping your process. And I think you're transitioning from this Knight of Swords energy towards the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups in this deck. So you're going to have a much more fluid, and you see the Queen of Cups is coming in too, so you're really in a transition towards a much more emotionally rich phase of your life. And like I said, probably 2021. So do the hard work in 2020, and it's already coming in. The water is coming in, and you need to walk away so that you can fill your cups with fresh water, fresh emotions. New beginning on the bottom, the Aeon. My favorite card in tarot. This is it. So this is ruled by Pluto. In other cards, this is called the Last Judgment. And so it means that a new beginning, huge decisions this year. Very, very monumental, huge decisions. You're making a change in your life. It's all for the better and growth. And you're in a big transition from these air sign qualities towards the water. And I love water, so I can't tell you like how great this is towards I think that your life has been, because I can see it in here, it's like there's like a lack of love, there's a lack of like real fidelity, there's worries, and you know, lots of swords, lots of ideas and things, but there's very little in this compassionate strain. And I was thinking to myself as I was reading, I didn't want to say it so much, I was just thinking like, oh darn, like where's the love in Gemini's chart? But I see that it's a part of a larger transition. It's almost like, you know, you're moving from a life in which you're saturated by ideas and thoughts and rules and reason towards a place that's much more fluid, and you'll learn lessons in both. But I think that you've had enough of that, you know, it's not working for you now, so time to receive some water and some emotional support and emotionally based connections with people. So if you want me to see my clarification, go into the description. Sorry about the ambulance, but go into the description and go watch it at members only. I may post this in January or February for everybody else, the extended, but for now, go check it out there. Thank you for being members and subscribers. Love you guys. Happy New Year, you guys. I wish you all the best, and I will talk with you soon. Take care. Bye.